Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jennifer, and if you're new, thank you for clicking on this video. Today I want to talk about my borderline personality disorder and what I believe, this one specific incident that happened in my life that I believe really contributed to um, my ability to disassociate from reality very easily. I think this contributed to, a lot of different parts of me. And this all happened when I was about 14. We were living in this place called Mountain View in Anchorage, Alaska. It was a really bad neighborhood. I've told you guys about it before. Everybody was on drugs or selling drugs in a gang. It was just an awful place to be. So I was around people, everybody I knew, like literally everyone that I knew was doing some kind of drugs. We were all getting high or drunk or fucked up. It didn't matter on what, we were all doing it. And so I had this friend. I was 14 at the time. She was 17, 18. And her name, I haven't spoke to her in years. I'm sure she'll never watch this. Her name was Natasha. And me and her got really close pretty quickly, and she was on a lot of different antipsychotic and antidepressant medications for her mental health issues, because in Alaska they tend to just give you a bunch of pills instead of trying to help you actually help, So, it's summertime and we're all getting messed up, and of course, when you grow up there, you naturally grow up, unless you're privileged, you naturally grow up with a hard life. Because it's a hard place to survive. You have to go months on end with hardly any daylight, where you wake up and you go to work and it's nighttime or it's dark. You come home from work, it's dark. Everything you do is in the dark because there's only like a 4-hour window during the wintertime where there's light out. So people get naturally depressed when there's that much darkness outside. That contributed to a lot of different people's mood swings and how they reacted to everything. So she was on this medication called Topamax, and she had tried to take a bunch of it to kill herself because who knows why. And we all, this guy that I knew that was there at the time, he took it from her. And I guess he had heard somewhere that Topamax gets you messed up if you take enough of it. You can get high from it. And when you're a teenager, we were, I don't know about y'all, but the people I was around, and myself included, we were just taking whatever. Like, we were taking bottles of Dramamine, and I don't suggest you doing this shit because it's very dangerous. It could really hurt you. We were drinking bottles of Robitussin to get high, and that's, God, looking back now, I don't see how I'm still alive. But so he, heard somewhere that these pills can mess you up. So naturally, I was like, oh God, I want to take some. So my stupid ass, with my friend and my little sister, we took about a few each. I remember I took about 5 each of these Topamax, and I had never heard of this medication. I had no clue what the hell I was even putting in my body, which is so stupid and so dangerous that I wish I could just, if I was like me and I could go back in time, I would slap the shit out of myself then. But what I did, I took these pills. A couple hours passed, nothing happens. I'm like, oh, that was shitty. That was just a waste of time, blah, blah, blah. So I told my friend, I said, let's go smoke some weed. So we go to her sister. Well, he was kind of like a friend that, like a neighborhood friend. Like, everybody knew him. Everybody went to his house to hang out at. He was like one of those type of people. So it was his house, and we were all smoking weed in this bedroom. And he lived right down the street from the grocery store, like the little community grocery store. It was called Red Apple. And me and my friend, we were smoking weed, and we were talking about going to get munchies, like going to get candy bars and shit. Uh, so we were like, all right, we're going to go get some food. So we stand up. As soon as we stand up, I kid you not, boom, I black the fuck out. And from then on out, I have no sense of reality whatsoever. And I will tell you guys what I began to see when I was in this state. Okay? My vision, this is going to sound bizarre, but it was bizarre. I think the weed triggered something inside of my system to make me start hallucinating and all this shit. But what I was seeing, I was on the floor apparently, right in the middle of the floor laying, and I was kicking and screaming, and I was like freaking out apparently. I didn't know I was freaking out. What I was seeing in my mind was, okay, so you know how a clock, this is going to sound bizarre, but just bear with me, okay? This is what I was seeing in this state. I was seeing, my vision was like ticking like a clock. It was like, I was almost in like an octagon shaped space in this, whatever I was seeing. And each time my vision would tick, so to speak, I would see a different vision. Okay, so one vision, and it would go around, and it was the same thing each, and it was like I would tick like 5 times. My vision would go tick, and then I would see like this pail, this silver pail full of like screws and nails, and it kept falling over and then fixing itself, falling over, fixing itself, falling over, fixing itself. And then I would tick again, and then I would see my friend's sister, who was before all this happened, she was sitting in the corner she was painting her fingernails. I see her in my vision ripping her fucking nails, her whole nail off, like the whole bed and everything. I see her ripping off the nail, staring at me in the corner like this. Ripping off the nails, all of her nails. And you could just see blood spewing out of her fingernails. Tick again. And you know that Winnie the Pooh sign where it's like, or that Alice in Wonderland sign where there's like one main stick and then there's like different boards pointing different ways. Well, it was like all of that, but it had a bunch of different writing all over, and it was in between like a crossroads out in the middle of nowhere. And then it tick again, and I seen it was I can't remember the last 2 I seen, but I know they were weird. And all the while I hear each word that is being said is a different person's voice that I'm hearing in my head. And I hear the sentence over and over. She took some antipsychotic pills and now she's psychotic. She took antipsychotic pills, now she's psychotic. Each word being someone else's voice. And I was stuck in this, whatever this was, for a good 30 minutes. Okay? I have no sense of time. I have no sense of where I'm at. This is going on. I'm freaking out. Like, I'm laying on the floor. Okay? Imagine you just stand up and boom, you're just not in reality anymore. You're in some fucking parallel universe where you're like stuck in these visions that don't make any sense. Oh my God, I was freaking out. And so I wake up, and you know when you're at in school, when you go to gym and they make you do like the crab position and like crawl across the floor? I wake up and I'm in that position on the floor. I am in the crab position on the floor, and these people, everyone that was in that house is standing around me, looking at me, going, "Are you okay? Are you okay? What happened?" I bolt up because I just realized what had happened and where I was at, after I had come to. And my whole fucking face was numb. I could not feel it. And I was about 6 blocks from my house. And so I start freaking out. I'm like, I'm gonna die. Like, I feel like I'm gonna fucking die. Like, my face, I can't feel my face. And I could feel the distinct cutoff of where my feeling in my face stopped. It was like right here. And I was so freaked out. I ran home as fast as I could. I called my mom out of the room and I was like, "Mom, you need to take me to the hospital." And I couldn't even wait for her to take me to the hospital. I called the cops on myself. And I was like, "I took these fucking pills and I'm freaking out." And my sister took them because she hadn't freaked out yet, you see. She had not freaked out yet. That's the key word, yet. We went to the hospital, and, you know, after I told them what had happened to me and what I experienced, and they checked out my sister to make sure, you know, everything was fine with her. But see, she hadn't smoked weed yet. That was the thing. She hadn't smoked any weed yet. And so we get home after being checked out at the hospital. I had already freaked out, went through all of that, and then I was back to normal. Well, Dorothy, my little sister, we get home, and we go into our bedroom because we shared a room at the time, and we start smoking weed together. Well, I had on my dresser, I had a big mirror, like a really tall mirror, like propped up on my dresser. And she was standing in front of it while we were smoking. I was sitting on the end of my bed. All of a sudden, after like 2 hits, she goes, "Jennifer?" And I go, "What?" She turned around, looked at the mirror, and she goes, "Jennifer! Jennifer! Jennifer, where'd you go? Oh my God!" And I was like, "Dorothy, what the hell? I'm right in front of you. What are you talking about?" She goes, "Ah, Jennifer!" And she starts hitting the fucking wall. Like, it was so scary. She was hitting the wall, shaking the dresser. My mom comes in there. She's like, "What the hell is going on in here?" And we're like, I told her, I was like, "I don't know. She's freaking out on that fucking medicine we just went to the hospital for." She freaks out, throws that big ass mirror across my room, tries to punch my fucking mom in the face because she doesn't know who we are. And we're like standing right in front of her. She's screaming as if like she was just plucked out of reality and like thrown into like nowhere. And it was the scariest thing to witness, watching her melt down and break down because she couldn't find us, even though we were right in fucking front of her. Oh my God, guys. You guys, it was the scariest, most insane day of my life. And this is just a warning to anyone out there who is experimenting with drugs or prescription medications or anything. You don't know how your body and how your mind is going to react to any medication. Just because someone can take something and be fine does not mean you can take the same thing and be fine. Please, please, I beg anyone who comes across this video who's never done drugs, don't fucking touch them. Don't touch the damn shit. You're better off not doing stuff like that, because things can go wrong in an instant and you don't know how your mind and body will react to things. You know, and I think that switched something in my brain that day to where, you know, it heightened, because ever since that moment, my state of mind has not been the same. So this, you know, I hope you guys enjoyed this story and take it as a warning not to be touching shit that you don't know and was not prescribed to you, and you don't know what it is and how it's going to react to your body and your mind. I hope you guys are having a good day, and I hope you are well and happy, and I will talk to you guys again in my next one. Bye.